discussing the latest news around the National Football League. This is Moving the Chains with Jim Miller and Pat KIRWAN.
Welcome back to Moving the Chains, SiriusXM NFL Radio. Should your team be interested in trying to acquire Derek Carr, quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, according to all reports that he wants out, not happy with what his future could be for the New Orleans Saints. Many think that potentially they could position themselves to draft a young quarterback. They drafted a young quarterback past couple of years. Obviously, Spencer Rattler last year got 7 starts. Could he be in position to be a starter? Or if they elect to draft a quarterback at number 9 overall, and could Derek Carr be moved on from him? Did restructure his contract, so it does look like they plan on keeping him, but obviously the report came out that potentially he could miss a lot of the season with a shoulder injury, or is it just a ploy for him to try and talk his way out of town? Do want to hear from you, 877 NFL Kick. Let's go right to Dolph. He's calling us from Texas. He's got the Saints off season on his mind. Dolph, your thoughts on the news of what's coming out of New Orleans?
Not surprising. It's surprising at the timing of it. It's been known locally that Derek Carr wanted out with the Saints. Now what's funny is, guys, the Saints restructured Derek Carr's contract, knowing that he wanted out. Mickey Loomis, for all he did at the beginning of his tenure, has failed this team. They could have moved on from Carr, but instead you restructured his contract when it was known that he wanted to test free agency. He did not want to be back in New Orleans. But yet, Mickey Loomis restructured his contract, and sources say that Carr was not happy about that. Now, this past Friday, you get the news that he may miss the entire season. That's when the news broke. But if you watch how the Saints have been moving this offseason, their aggressiveness in scouting the potential quarterback prospects in this year's draft, it was written on the window. Something was going on in the background. Now, even if they would have released Carr, or if they release him June the 1st, they'll still be on the hook for $69 million next year. But I think a divorce is best for not just Carr, but for the team. Also, you got a new coach. He needs his own quarterback. You got Spencer Rattler there. The front office, they seem to like Spencer Rattler. From all we're hearing, that Kellen Moore is intrigued with Spencer Rattler, but at the same time, you got to look at how hard, guys, that the Saints have been going out and scouting these quarterbacks in this year's draft. Now, if Shedeur falls to the Saints, I think they'll be foolish to pass him up. If he's there at 9, you have to start trying to get your quarterback of the future. Because right now, he's not on the team. And right now, I'm not expecting Derek Carr. Even if he comes back, let's say he comes back mid-season, but would you want him back? There's no way he comes back after this. I don't even think they'll put him on the pub. They'll put him on the season-ending injury reserve list. So I think it's best for all parties if they just separate ways. But the Saints right now problems, it comes from, first of all, the initial contract that they gave Derek Carr was a bad contract. You get him a no-trade clause, and it's frustrating as a Saints fan to see this organization in the situation it is due to Mickey Loomis. That's the one concept that no one's talking about. The Saints are in this situation because of bad contracts by Mickey Loomis. And now listen to your thoughts, guys.
Yeah, I when they did the extension of the deal and redid it, which is classic New Orleans Saints style, I laugh a little bit, to tell you the truth, Dolph, because when I hear things like Derek wasn't happy with the restructure, then don't sign it. He doesn't have to sign it. He signed it because he wanted to sign it. So what's he talking about? He's scared to death they're going to draft Shedeur and he's going to be on the bench. But they got a real problem with the dead cap. They can't afford to let him go now and accelerate all that stuff into the cap, because they have a dead cap of $80 million on him. $80 million. And so that's not happening. And when you think about that, what would happen? This team's always been fairly fragile on how they do. They do a lot of deals like this, push money out, and try to give the coach the best roster he can. But you can't do this. And, you're always down the road a little bit on cap space. But if you were to take the hit that comes with this right now, think about this. You have I'll call it $28 million of cap space.
Yeah, right now.
Yes. But what's going to happen if you let him go? You're going to be, let's do the math, 28 from 80, you're going to be like $60 million over the cap.
Yeah. Yes.
And
exactly.
So you're not allowed to be over the cap. So when you let him go, you're going to let about 5 other guys go, except all of them have these kind of deals. So I think next year's the time to let him go. He can cry all he wants, and his threat of shoulder and I may not play, to me, he's surrendering to a draft pick. How can he says he wants to leave, which means he wants to play somewhere else? What does that mean?